Launch of season 2. Yes, that's right. Very special episode. So special, I did not put my camera in the right place. But yay! Season 2 of AP Gaming Real begins now. The hype is fucking real as shit. Um,
Go.
we have a lot to talk about with this game. So let's
Do
go
it?
ahead and introduce. Yeah. I gotta. You guys know how to play more or less, but I gotta talk to the audience about how to
Oh
play
yeah,
this.
true. You got to educate those
Yeah, I
fools.
gotta regulate. So yeah, let's introduce everybody. Obviously, we're gonna start left to right on the screen. So,
Oh, I'm Thor today. Sweet, Thor, you're Dave.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So
okay,
let's start
cool.
with Thor. Once I get all the faces in the right place.
It's okay.
Yeah, Thor.
I can be Dave.
How are you doing?
Oh, well, apparently I took a trip to Australia and
No.
okay. Sorry.
We'll talk about that later. That's gonna be our secret for now. Don't talk about it yet.
Don't mention it.
Oh, I've been doing good. I'm just back from a from my summer vacation of going out into the countryside of Iceland and doing absolutely nothing after APCon because that was what I kind of needed. That was a lot of gaming last weekend.
Oh, we hazed the shit out of you, man.
I
Saw that all summoner party, and I was like, you know what? There's only one man I can give this party to. There's only one man who can handle this many summoners, and it's the new guy.
3 summoners and 2 monks and a spellcaster in a confirmation group. That was
Whoa.
very interesting.
If it's anything like Buckley summoner style, then dang, man. I can't imagine what that'd be like. So I put a dragon on the field, and then 3 summoners kill it instantly.
You know, I'm actually running Emerald Spire without any of the advanced classes, and they just hit the level where they encounter summoners, and it's so much fun.
Oh, man. Level
yeah.
5, right? Holy
Yeah, level
fuck.
5.
That level
Like-
is hard not just because of summoners, but because
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
literally-
No, don't ruin it. They might be
Listen,
watching.
all right,
They might
okay,
be watching.
Okay, but I had a 40-round combat on that shit.
Yeah.
It was a 5-man wipe of 6 players, and it was 40 rounds long. It was terrifying.
I almost feel bad for them because they actually didn't even make it past the first encounter and had to hightail it back to town.
That's unbelievable. Listen, this party had 6 people in it, and they managed to trigger 7 encounters at the same time.
That is got to be a record.
It can happen. It almost happened in my group. I almost got 3 encounters off the first one. But, yeah.
No, we had a
Anyway.
guy going around that was like, I opened this door, and everyone's like, no, we're already in 4 encounters. He's like, I opened it. I'm like, okay, 3 more encounters start.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here like,
Yep.
Were you in this group?
No.
Were you the one opening the doors?
No, he wasn't.
no, this is like, whoosh.
Okay, fair enough.
We have no idea what happened. No, man, I was like, I ran 9 games and played 1 over the course of 4 days. That was an exciting weekend, and I did actually. I will say that I just ran earlier today, 3 hours ago. I finished up a core game of the first floor of Emerald Spire, and wow, the difference between running it in core and normal. It's actually hard in core. Like
Not everyone has dark vision.
I know. It's
That's,
like awesome. And everybody's human or half elf for a half orc, and everybody's getting hit with that nasty stuff from non-spoilery, a certain somebody who can hurt like hell because of favorite enemy. So it was actually exciting, which is nice because I
See,
remember Fire.
this talk about all this Pathfinder stuff makes me kind of angry because I'd imagine people who've played it before know exactly what's happening, and they just come in and they're like, okay, my favorite enemy is the #1 enemy of the campaign, and I'm going to build a guy who knows about the traps coming up, so I'm going to build a guy that can get around these traps, and I know where all the secrets are. I think, Arthur, you mentioned a guy in a game once who was just like, yeah, I knock on this specific
Oh, yeah.
wall right
Yep.
here, and I was like, fucking good
Yeah,
one.
but players who do that tend to get picked out pretty quickly, and then
Yeah.
everyone's like, yeah, we don't play with that guy anymore.
And he's an asshole. We don't like him.
He's an asshole.
Besides, you can't get away with that if you're playing in PFS. If you're using meta knowledge like, hey, I've GM'd this before, the GM will just say, unless he doesn't really care,
Right,
he'll
well,
go.
well, just real quick, we've spent a lot of time talking about Pathfinder Society instead of introducing ourselves.
That
Let's
is
get back
true.
to that. Let's do
Fair enough.
that thing that's important.
That thing where we introduce ourselves.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
You
Well,
got anything
okay.
else to say, Thor? Say hello to all of your fans.
All of my many, many fans. Yes.
Listen, it's surprising. I just want to say real quick, this show is big in Guam.
Nice.
Guam has my largest viewership to population ratio
You're
out
gonna
of
enjoy
any
this.
country.
I
I
checked
am
this-
huge in Guam.
I checked the stats the other day. Mine is Russia, like hardcore, like straight up fucking Russia.
Nice.
Like, and I'm just like, all right, okay.
I love you, Guam. You're
You
the
my
place
peg,
America's sun rises on you, friends.
Well, I hope somebody enjoyed last game's Baldur Odinson. And yeah, to get that out of the way, just because I love doing it. Hi, I'm Thor, or Thorin, for those of you who love trying to get tongue-tied in pronouncing that.
Say it again.
Thorin.
Thorin.
You gotta
I can't
roll
do
your R's like a European.
I can't.
Thorin.
26 years of not rolling anything. So,
Okay, all right. Well, let's talk to Dave.
Hi.
I gotta center your photo again. I thought I had it, but now I don't.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk, Dave. How you doing?
Pretty good. I'm excited to play Night Witches. I started work early so that I could come here and play with you guys because I'm on the West Coast and everyone else isn't. And Iceland. So...
We have a pretty wide time basis. The only person who beats this is Anash in India.
and you know what? I'm really excited to play this. It gives me even if because it's going to be sort of relatively short, I guess. What is it? 5 weeks? You said something along those lines.
We'll do 5 weeks and we'll figure it out from there. If
Yeah.
people want to continue it, that'd be cool. And if we want to take a break, just like Saga of the Icelanders, we can. But
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I'm like, I actually get the opportunity to play more female characters, because I need to brush up on my Claire a little bit. Not really happy with how that's going, but more chances to do that, then I'm happy about that. So can't complain. What else? Yeah, that's about it. I ate my first s'more the other day, an America Day. That was fun.
S'more.
Mhm.
That's an
Yeah.
experience.
It was American. I felt freedom rushing through my stomach and heart.
excellent.
And yeah, that's about all that's new for me.
All right.
Have you had the
I've got you
s'mores
set.
Oreos though? That's the
Oh
real
god.
test.
So they managed to make a product out of something that you can't make a product out of, basically, is what you're telling me?
Yeah, no. I bought it for my British wife. She loves them. It's amazing.
It sounds a lot like a Tim Tam.
Yeah.
It probably just is a Tim Tam. You just call it something else.
I don't think I've ever had one. The only thing I know from Australia is where you said you were from is Vegemite, which
Vegemite.
yeah.
Get old Vegemite! Love me
It's
some of
got
that
the
black
salt
gold.
content of a block made entirely out of salt, mate. That's my
Yeah.
pirate. That's not Australian.
That was pretty good, because we're considered pirates, basically.
Oh, just
Criminals at the
and
very
thugs.
least.
Oh, criminals, my bad.
The British instructed me on your whole history.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah, no.
According to Britain, right?
According to
drove
Brit.
those little bitches out of our country, and then they made their own. And I was like, yep. But
Before we
still...
go to Tyler, I want to jump in here and say the history of Australian engineering is crazy.
Oh, yeah, no, it's fucking crazy.
It is crazy. They were sent trains and railroads on cargo shipments with no replacement parts, which meant they had to either manufacture new parts with no factories or just make shit up.
If you want to
with
be
no
educated,
parts, they were like, "Oh, engine is broke. Why not use this thing in the engine?"
so if you want to be educated on exactly what this means, check out a TV show called Bush Mechanics. which is where they repair cars with things from the bush. It's a
Sounds
comedy show, but like it's still like people. You'll see people do that. Like, oh, we don't have enough room in the car for all of this stuff. Why don't we just cut off the roof and drag it behind the car?
Excellent. So
Well, to
let's
be
talk
fair,
to Tyler.
Not too much. Obviously, the celebrations here in the States. Got off from work for a little while, which is always nice. Practically broke my back moving my computer and desk down the stairs. Got to make room and got to make room upstairs for pending addition to the family. Yeah.
Oh, grown.
What's that? Yeah, getting another one of those little bastards. Yeah, no, did some pathfinding, playing a lot of Heroes of the Storm recently, getting all of my friends up to speed on it. I'm still the terrible player that you never want in your team. However,
you know what? I need to start the AP Gaming Real Heroes of the Storm League. I need to get you and Ben on my BNet list.
I would definitely be down for that. So,
do it one day. I'll email everybody after the show.
yep. So, apart from that, nope, keep them busy.
Keeping
All right.
busy.
I am, of course, Arthur Perkins, the person who runs this channel. I'm also known as a digital innovator, which only some people are going to get.
No.
But those who do will immediately facepalm in pain.
I hate you.
Yeah. Digital innovator. This is the launch of Season 2 of APGamingREAL, and we'll be talking about Night Witches in just a second here.
The first word from our sponsors.
No, I will be doing. You'll understand. We will be doing sponsored things throughout the program. But a couple of forenotes, real quick. First off, Dave is also a streamer. You can catch him at twitch.tv/Henley HENLEY. Enjoy watching him on this stream or any of my other programs. Feel free to check him out. There's a couple of musical pieces you may want to have preloaded tonight for certain sections. Now, obviously, for copyright reasons, I cannot play them myself over the stream.
Kanye's Bound 2.
No, stop. They are the Red Army Choir's The Hunt for the Red October theme, because it's Russian as fuck. And Top Gun's Highway to the Danger Zone, preferably the one from the soundtrack rather than the Kenny Loggins single. So if you want to have those loaded, audience, on your computers or desktops or laptops or television screens, or the one person who always watches me on their phone, just have that ready.
Gymtopia from Britainland.
Yep. Gymtopia. All right, so let's talk about Russia. Well, let's talk about the Soviets. This is Night Witches. We're playing Soviet airwomen in an all-female night bomber regiment during World War II.
With an all-male cast.
Well, I do what I can. You know what? If you want to join, I was gonna save this for later. If you want to join the show, we actually do have a form that we're gonna be putting out for those who would like to join. Let me see if I can find it here. Of course, you have to interrupt me during the introduction, but no, I'll find the form. We'll go ahead and get it out there. If you're watching on YouTube, it will be in the description of the video. Also on Twitch, it'll be in the description of the video. But for right now, I'm going to continue the incredibly long introduction, hopefully with less interruptions from Dave, because we got stuff to get through.
I'll be quiet.
We will be playing pilots and navigators. We will be airwomen. Our mission is to harass the German army, which has invaded our country. The war is brutal and horrific. We fly obsolete biplanes and drop bombs, or, when we don't have bombs, railroad ties on the Germans. Things are desperate. It is incredibly dangerous. We fly in the darkness, sometimes dozens of missions each night. The Soviet army wishes we didn't exist, and nobody expects us to succeed. We're going to succeed anyway. This is a game that we're going to play with our friends. You can create characters and for a while inhabit them. As you talk about triumphs and disasters, the rules will be there to guide and inform the conversation. It's the rules that inject chaos and uncertainty and interesting choices, keeping the story both surprising and constantly in motion. These characters that we're going to create are young women, sometimes very young. They are citizens of the Soviet Union who have answered the call of the motherland in her darkest hour. Their enemies are twofold, the German invaders, of course, but their own Red Army who are eager to see them fail. Can they do their duty and strike blow after blow against the fascist? Can they overcome discrimination and outright sabotage and rise above, or even better than, their sexist comrades? Are there limits to their patriotism or their endurance? This is the game. This is the story. If this particular situation doesn't grab you, Night Witches is not for you. To play, you'll need a few friends. Yourself plus 2, 3, or 4. 4 participants is probably the sweet spot. 3 to 5 will work just fine. One of you will start as the game master, the person responsible for the regiment and its enemies. Since you're reading the rules, that's me reading the rules right now, you're probably the game master, but anyone and everyone can take over the role. Every player has a character. If you'd like to know more about the game, you can pick it up at bullypulpitgames.com. In addition, there are a number of free handouts and extra rules you can find there. As a warning to some of our younger viewers, this is a game for adults. It deals with mature themes, including sex, death at its most poignant, stupid, and horrible decisions. It is written with coarse language that befits the subject matter and time and protagonists. It is about real people who are still alive. The game is rooted in real history. And finally, Night Witches is at its core about women and their experiences. How you parse this is up to you and your players, but it is very specifically not a game about people in war, but women. The dominant military narrative has always been reductively masculine, and it's easy to view war through this lens. When sex and gender enter the story, if they enter the story, it is rarely important and never central. This game is different. By playing women, you'll have a chance to think about traditional narrative critically as you explore characters who fall into the uncomfortable margin. And finally, there will be some queerness in the Night Witches game. It is a thing that will happen, so embrace and explore it in a sensitive and meaningful way. If you find oppressive and brutal treatment of homosexuals in this setting distressing, it will not hurt your game if you remove it. Now, I'll have to talk with the players if they want to remove it or not. It's a decision we'll have to make together, but if it's something you as a viewer do not want to see, I suggest you stop watching now. Now, that gets us through the introduction of the game. Let's talk about our characters. I think everybody either has a full character already made or is on their way mostly to make it.
And by full character, you mean it's really simple to put one together.
Oh,
like,
super simple.
Yeah.
super simple. Like you pick a stat block, then you assign those stats into like luck, skill, and guts, and then you pick basically how you look and your rank.
Yep.
And that's about it. Like, oh, you also pick your role, but you know that can change at any point. So.
We're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about who everybody is real quick. I will go first because as a GM, my character will not be seeing the light of day anytime soon. I am a Sparrow playbook. Sparrows are dark, mysterious, often underestimated, rarely seen. Let's see if I can find the actual description. Graceful, unobtrusive, discreet, sparrows tend to be everywhere and nowhere.
Your first description didn't match what I had in my head at
no,
all.
don't worry about it. You'll see. Just remember, my character's call sign is Witch in a regiment already called the Night Witches.
Yeah, it's
Fair enough.
super on the nose.
So, as a description for my character, she is 4'8". She dresses entirely in black when she is out of uniform and does her best to dress in black when in uniform. She starts out as a junior lieutenant, making me the highest ranked out of the party, I believe. And her name is Najena Vasilia. Now, currently, Junior Lieutenant Najena Vasilia has taken the leadership role, and that grants her some benefits during play, but more importantly, in order to advance at the end of a duty station, we'll explain more of that later, but in order to advance, someone under your direct command must die. So during play, someone under my command must die in order for me to get better at what I do. Not that I will go out of my way to purposely arrange that.
Said the GM.
No. Just remember, when I'm the GM, my character does not level. So you guys are going to, if and when we switch GMs, my character starts with nothing. I start with 0. I start where you guys are now, but you guys will have already been quite a bit forward, unless someone dies on the first mission.
Which is highly possible.
It could happen, yes. Let's talk about, we'll go in reverse order. Tyler, who is your character?
Yeah.
So I decided that I was going to be playing the Sparrow character, rulebook character, something, personality, whatever. So you have to pick 2. One kind of determines your personality, as far as I can tell, and one kind of determines your overall role in the unit. So I'm going with the Sparrow, and I'm picking the Protector role. That's not really that meaningful in terms of the character. In terms of the character, I decided I kind of wanted to go for someone who was very awkward in their own body. A short... the regulation uniform, just as mass-produced as they were back in like 1942, just doesn't fit her at all. Grew up in Siberia, led a very, very sheltered upbringing. Doesn't really have a lot of experience to kind of like the outside world. Her name is Tatiana Petrovna, and she is going to be a character who, despite not having... There's a little fly there, sorry. Despite not having quite the same upbringing as someone in probably a more urban upbringing, it appears to have some sort of aptitude for working on old airplanes. So her whole thing is going to be that she's going to be a very innocent, very quiet character who's kind of thrust into World War II wartime. As more of a mechanic, but definitely a contributing member of her air unit. So that is my overall concept thus far for her, and we'll discover more about her as we kind of go along. I'm sure. I'm not entirely sure how this character is going to play out. We'll see from kind of the first play session or 2.
What was your playbook and role?
Sparrow and Protector.
Ah, excellent. You are also Sparrow, huh?
I am. Although I think for a very different reason than you chose Sparrow, based on kind of your description of what you felt your character was
I'm emo
like.
and black.
What was your rank?
Sergeant.
Yep, I think I'm the only person who took Flight Lieutenant.
I still am not sure what the benefit of Junior Lieutenant actually is in terms of this game.
Well, you'll
But
find
you-
out. The quick
Okay.
description is that the higher your rank, the more likely you are to lead the party.
Okay.
And what is your stat layout?
So I'm going to go for +2 skill, -1 guts, and 0 luck. And of course, as I am fresh on the front, I have absolutely no medals to my name, and I have 0 medals.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. +2 skill, -1 luck,
-1 guts,
minus
and
one
0
guts,
luck.
0 luck. And of course, 0 medals because you haven't...
I haven't done anything yet.
So do we actually have like a proper pilot then? Because you need guts for that pilot, man. It's kind of like,
I think that would be Arthur's character, which is currently just kicking it in the back of the barracks, not doing anything.
Of course. I'm doing administrative work.
I was
what
hoping
is your
to be the
stat
pilot,
layout,
I just-
Arthur?
0, 0, 0, and 0.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to thank the people in chat who have noticed my sweet hat collection. Thank you, folks. I do my best to keep it real.
AP Gaming Real.
Yeah, AP Gaming Real. Tyler, is there
Dang.
anything else you would like to tell us about Tatiana Petrovna?
No, I think the audience and I will figure that out as we go along.
Okay. All right. Dave, who
Hello.
are you playing?
I am playing Sergeant Sasha Sokolov. I think that's how you say her last name.
Sokolov.
Sokolov?
You've played Metal Gear Solid 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that guy named Sokolov,
Okay,
Yeah.
Sokolov.
the scientist.
All right then, cool. So Sasha is a hawk, and let me just read that out for you. Hawks are decisive, tough, and simultaneously